Guys, the game between the USA and Belgium was breathtaking. It ended 87-74 for the American team, but don't think it was easy. In the first quarter, Belgium showed they came to play, tying the game at 23 points. Cheryl Reeve, the USA coach, looked like she was not enjoying herself. The Belgian team, led by the fierce Emma, who scored 24 points, didn't make it easy. They were only 6 points behind in the third quarter. You could see the tension on Reeve's face. She was shuffling the lineup, shouting instructions, trying to find a solution. Breanna Stewart saved the day with 26 points, and Wilson wasn't far behind, scoring 23 and grabbing 13 rebounds. But come on, with the talent on this USA team, shouldn't it have been easier? The question is, did Cheryl Reeve assemble the best possible team? Her choices are making everyone question her decisions. And remember, the tournament is just starting. It's obvious something strange is going on. Look, she called up Chelsea Gray and Diana Taurasi. Total respect for these legends, but let's be honest. They're not in peak physical condition. Gray is coming back from an injury. And Taurasi, well, she's amazing, but not the same as a few years ago. Then there's the issue of point guards. Kelsey Plum and Sabrina Ionescu are incredibly talented, but they aren't exactly the best pure point guards. This was clear against Belgium, when the USA struggled to organize the offense at times. The strangest thing is that Reeve seems to be putting all the weight on Breanna Stewart and Aja Wilson's shoulders. Sure, they're beasts on the court, but basketball is a team game, right? And we can't ignore some glaring omissions. It seems like Reeve is betting more on familiarity than on the current performance of the players. Will this work out in the long run? Now, let's talk about who could have made a difference in this game against Belgium. Imagine if Caitlin Clark had been there, guys. She's an assist machine. Against Belgium, the USA team had 26 assists in total. Clark alone made 19 in a single WNBA game this year. Can you imagine the impact? And it's not just about skill. Clark brings a different energy to the game. She has that rookie confidence that could be exactly what the team needs to shake things up. Another absence that was felt was Angel Reese. The girl is a monster on rebounds and defense. Against Belgium, the USA dominated the boards, but imagine if Reese had been there too. It would have been nearly impossible for Belgium to get a second chance on offense. And I won't even start on the audience. With Clark and Reese on the court, the viewer numbers would skyrocket. Their popularity is insane. But it's not just about who's not there. It's about how to better use who is. Belgium's Julie Van Loo showed how a good point guard can make a difference. If Reeve could get that kind of play from the point guards she has, the story could be different. Another point is that Caitlin being left out of the Olympic team wasn't all bad. The girl is using this time to recharge and prepare for the second half of the WNBA season. In a recent interview, she talked about it.
I read a book, I wasn't on my phone much, so it was really nice, yeah. Just kind of relaxed, it was weird for sure.
But don't think she's on vacation. Clark is focused on training with the Indiana Fever. She said she's feeling more energetic now, more refreshed. And the main focus? Defense. And there's more, guys. Clark is using this time to develop other aspects of her game. She even mentioned wanting to play more golf. It might sound silly, but this kind of activity helps with concentration and precision, crucial skills in basketball. The most interesting thing is that while the stars of the national team are wearing themselves out in the Olympics, Clark is getting the chance to prepare physically and mentally for the rest of the season. This could make a huge difference for the Fever in the coming weeks. And speaking of the Fever, it looks like things are changing there too. Coach Christy Sides is making a real effort to adapt and work better with Caitlin. She had a one-on-one conversation with Clark to discuss what the team needs to improve. What's interesting is that Sides seems to finally understand how to better utilize Clark's talent. At the beginning of the season, there were criticisms about how Clark was being underutilized. Now Sides is talking about improving half-court defense and working on team chemistry. And look at what Sides said about the team's goals.
I mean, we talk about that's our goal. I mean, making the playoffs is our goal. We're sitting in a playoff, position right now.
This shows a shift in mentality, guys. They're not just playing to avoid being last, they're aiming for the playoffs. Clark also seems more comfortable with the team now. She mentioned that the team chemistry is growing. This is crucial, especially considering how the Fever started the season. Now let's talk a bit about what we can expect from the Indiana Fever in the second half of the season. With 14 games left, predictions are that the team could win between 6 and 9 games. This would be a significant improvement compared to the start of the season. If the Fever can win 6 of the remaining 14 games, they would finish the season with a 17-23 record. It might not seem amazing at first glance, but considering where they were at the start of the season, it would be quite a progress. The most exciting thing is that if they keep up this pace, the Fever have a good chance of reaching the 7th position in the playoffs. And with Caitlin Clark playing the way she is, they could be a real threat to any team, maybe even the New York Liberty and the Las Vegas Aces. Speaking of Clark, if the team gets these wins, her chances of winning Rookie of the Year are huge. She's already leading the rookies in several stats, and if the Fever make the playoffs, it will be hard to deny the impact she had. And we can't forget about other key pieces of the team, like Kelsey Mitchell and Aaliyah Boston. If they continue to evolve along with Clark, the Fever could surprise a lot of people in this final stretch. Speaking of surprises, we can't ignore the impact Caitlin is having on WNBA viewership. Did you see the numbers for the USA game against Belgium? 3 million viewers, guys. That's incredible, especially considering many people said no one would watch. Now imagine if Clark were on this Olympic team. Experts say the viewership could have reached 5 or even 6 million viewers. This shows the drawing power she has. And it's not just at the Olympics. Indiana Fever games are getting much more attention since Clark arrived. In just 5 home games in the 2024 season, the Fever has already surpassed the total attendance of the 2023 season. That's crazy. This whole popularity isn't for nothing. Clark is redefining what it means to be a rookie in the WNBA. She's not just playing well, she's elevating the level of the entire team. And the best part? This is happening while she's still adapting to the professional game. Imagine what could happen when she's fully settled. The future of the WNBA looks very bright with players like Clark raising the bar and attracting more fans to the sport. What do you think? Will the Indiana Fever surprise everyone and go far in the playoffs? Or will the pressure be too much for such a young team? We're witnessing a revolution happening in the WNBA, and Caitlin Clark is right at the center of it all. But don't be mistaken, the road won't be easy. The more experienced teams will come at the Fever with everything they've got. And there's more. How will Cheryl Reeve handle the criticism if the USA team doesn't bring home the gold? Will we see drastic changes in the lineup for the next competition? I'm super excited to see how all of this will unfold. And you? What do you think will happen? Leave your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this analysis, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.